Now, you, of course, will be touring in a few months, I believe. Are you going to be returning to our great city down here in Hobart?
Not straight away, but I will be.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, my main focus is getting on the road, and I love doing shows and stuff, so, yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Oh, we look forward to it a great deal.
So would that be like in the next year or so? Or?
No, not that long.
Okay.
No, you can't confirm me that long.
Week or so?
I reckon in the next 2 months I'll start with Jimmy Barnes.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's what you do too.
And then after that I would say no longer than 4 months, I would say.
Well, hopefully, if you get down here, we might even be able to get you in the studios.
That
hopefully.
would be beautiful.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be absolutely amazing. Now, Vanessa, with the album that's coming out there, it's called Somewhere in the Real World, is it sort of, we're going to hear a lot more rock soul songs such as Kiss Your Mama, or will there be any sort of absolutely everybody style songs in there, or are we going towards a new sound with it?
It's going to be more rock soul orientated, but it is quite a different album to what's out there at the moment. It's very groove orientated, a lot of drum and bass sort of vibe. There's the pop element, but in the most bizarre way.
Right.
So I'm just trying to make an album where the songs, are speaking about stuff and just different to what you would normally expect or hear off an artist that's had a pop record.
And I think that's something that is a lot good. I mean, so many artists now releasing the sort of pop style songs, what I suppose you consider pop these days. I mean, in my opinion, a lot of them do sound very similar, and I think that it is important that the lyrics speak for the person not only singing them, but I mean that people can actually relate to them, and they can actually turn around and choose a song off an album and say, this song is about me, or I can relate to that, or something like that. I mean, is that something you strive for as well?
Big time. I would write 50 songs to get one out of it for this album. That's why it's taken such a long time, because I've been so critical of my own work to make sure that I'm actually releasing stuff that I want to sing, and it's going to work on a stage as well as work on a radio. So it takes a lot of time, and this album will be so different to what is out there at the moment.
Well, that's good, and I think we need to hear a lot more different stuff out there.
It's really good to hear like the proper, the new, brand new, real Vanessa Amorosi stamp getting out there.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting.
Now, one thing also that you've done in the last few years since you sort of been working on a new album is when you worked on Starstruck. Now, I knew Anthony and I used to absolutely love that show. We watched it. And of course, you've got all these shows now, the reality shows. You've got the judging panels, obviously Australian Idol is a classic example. And they always seem to have you sort of meaner judge who is very honest. Now, I'm not comparing you to your Dicko or your Kyle Sandlands, but I mean, on that show, you were sort of that style of judge, but you did it in a very fair way. You were very honest with the performance. I mean, obviously, that's what you strive for when you worked on Starstruck?
Well, I was actually working in and out of studios a lot, so I was living a dungeon life. I actually wanted to do that so I could sort of step out into the other side of the music industry. And me personally, I actually found it very hard to not be too musically critical, because I don't think many people, like I would say, the fifth chord in that E minor that you just did, and I'd totally lose people. So it was actually a real challenge for me to be able to word it in a way that would make sense. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I suppose they're really empathetic in the sense that they were aspiring singers, like trying to make their bit, and I suppose you knew exactly what they felt like with a harsh criticism and all that sort of stuff then?
Yeah, well, I just think that, criticism's great if it goes in a way that can be positive and that you can actually fix. It's no just saying you're doomed and you're hopeless and it's never going to work. You've got to give somebody another door to go through, because, nothing is right or wrong in the music industry, so...
Exactly. I mean, there's all different sounds and people like different things, I suppose, of that. Now, Vanessa, before we wrap things up with a few set of questions that we ask our guests, of course, I'm not sure if you're aware, big thing down here in Hobart is the fact that Anthony and I are the president and vice president of HOCOG, the Hobart Organising Committee for the Olympic Games. We're to make believe. Well, no, it's not, Anthony. It's completely real. Of course, we originally were going to go for the 2016 games, but we've pushed it back to 2020 so we can make these games perfect. Now, it seems as you were so brilliant in 2000, we would like to extend this opportunity to invite you to be the #1 performing artist at the opening ceremony and closing ceremony. You can do the Paralympics as well. Hell, you can do everything.
Want to do it?
Awesome.
We will even introduce an event.
Just let me know when it gets to 2012.
Exactly. We will even introduce an event for you in 2020 where there'll be a gold medal. So there'll be a singing style competition where, you know, you can walk away as an Olympic gold medalist, Vanessa, and you can put that on your CV. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up right now with a bunch of 5 questions, and we ask these to our guests each week. One of these we're actually going to have to sort of change a little bit due to the fact that,
you can't see us.
So we'll change it to fit these. So first of all, Vanessa, what is your favourite type of cheese?
I have no idea.
That's a different answer.
Never heard that one before.
That's
no idea.
We're very cheesy in the fact that we have our segment where we like to choose a cheese of the week and everything along these lines. So next one, Vanessa, are you a folder or a scruncher?
See, I've had this question before.
Have you?
And I'm just stunned that guys actually even pay attention to this stuff. I mean, I don't barely have time to run to the toilet, let alone there and folding and going, oh, what am I doing in this as well? No, I really don't have a clue, but I'm going to start concentrating in that now.
Well, just pay attention the next time you go, and you can just email us
Same
which
with
one.
cheese.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing with cheese.
Next time you have a cheese sandwich, make sure you work out what type of cheese it is. Now, this is the one we're still going to have to adapt. You're not in the studio, so we'll have to say this. We're going to say, who is better sounding, Anthony or myself?
I am. Anthony.
Better what?
Sounding. We usually say who's better looking. Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea.
Just say me, Vanessa. It's much easier for you.
I have no idea.
We'll go to the half one.
Come back to that one.
So we're getting a pass segment here. Are we alone in this universe?
No.
No. Straightforward answer. That's how we like them. And number 5, what is one event you would like to see at the Hobart 2020 Olympics? Now, with this one, we like to point out that it doesn't necessarily have to be a sport. We've got such events as Poop Lotto, Tiddlywinks, watching paint dry. These are all sort of events we're trying to push to become Olympic sports.
Water aerobics.
Water aerobics.
I reckon that would be awesome.
That's why, and we could set it to music and have people sing.
And it can go forever. Like they just have to keep going, like for days and days and days.
Sort of a stamina.
A win.
Yeah. And
water aerobic
it could go for the whole 2 weeks of the Olympics and continue on for the next 4 years. It would, that's a good idea. Well, I think that works out fantastic and a great way to wrap things up now. The single Kiss Your Mama is being played throughout the airways and will be released in September, and the album Somewhere in the Real World is being released in October. Vanessa Amorosi, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.